Hi, welcome back to our podcast, where we decode the sky and reconnect to the wisdom within. Today's episode is all about the moon in Cancer at 13 degrees, placed in the ninth house, a powerful and intuitive placement that blends emotional depth, ancestral memory, and the quest for higher truth. Let's break it down from every angle: sign, degree, and house, and then we'll pull it all together into a cohesive archetype that can guide you in a both self-understanding and cosmic alignment. Let's begin. With the moon itself, the moon in astrology governs our inner world, our emotional nature, instinctual reaction, and the memory bank of the soul. It connects to the subconscious, the maternal lineage, and our sense of emotional safety. Now, when the moon is in Cancer, it's at home. This is the moon's domicile or its natural ruler. So it functions exceptional well here. But that doesn't mean it's always easy. The emotions run deep, like ocean tides pulled by a gravitational force you can't always control. Cancer is ruled by water. It's sensitive, intuitive, protective. With the moon here, you may feel like a living antenna for emotional currents, both your own and others. There's a profound empathy and often a need to nurture or be nurtured. And then we zoom in closer, the 13 degrees of Cancer. Astrologers working with degree theory often describe 13-degree Cancer as a degree of karmic sensitivity, specially connected to ancestral healing and spiritual caregiving. It's a degree where the past calls to you, not just your own past, but your lineage, your people, your culture, and spiritual roots. There's a pull towards understanding where you come from, not just geographically, but emotionally, spiritually, and even cosmically. Some say 13 degree of Cancer carries a wounded healer energy. The soul here is learning to mother itself through lifetimes, to extend compassion while also creating boundaries. This degree may bring themes of emotional vulnerability early in life that eventually bloom into deep intuitive strength and wisdom. Now, what happens when all this lunar, watery ancestral energy lands in the ninth house? The ninth house is the realm of the seeker. It's traditionally associated with Sagittarius and ruled by Jupiter, the planet of expansion, growth, and truth. This house governs philosophy, higher education, spiritual beliefs, foreign cultures, and long distance travel. So when the moon lives here, your emotions become the compass for truth. You don't just want to know what's true, you want to feel it in your bones. There's often a hunger for meaning that transcends logic. This is the signature of someone who seeks emotional resonance in philosophy, religion, or spirituality. You might find comfort in spiritual rituals, pilgrimages, or studying belief systems from other cultures. You're not just an intellectual explorer, you're an emotional one. You might even find yourself mothered by faraway lands or by people who carry wisdom from traditional traditions outside your own. This placement often marks someone who needs freedom to explore mentally, emotionally, and even geographically. Staying in one place too long or in one belief system for too long can start to fuel suffocating. You need to expand and feel safe doing so. But here's where it gets fascinating. The ninth house is a young house, active, forward moving, or outward. The moon in Cancer, meanwhile, are yin, internal, private, cyclical. So when displacement, you're constantly balancing the inner and outer worlds. You might feel the call to share deeply personal emotional truths in public ways through writing, teaching, podcasting, or even spiritual mentorship. Your feelings are meant to guide not only you but others. The ninth house makes your emotional wisdom translatable. You can teach what you've learned through your inner tides. So, if you have your moon in Cancer at 13 degrees in the ninth house, what are your gifts? What's your cosmic homework? Your gift is emotional insight that spans cultures, lifetimes, and belief system. You are the memory keeper who travels, maybe not always physically, but emotionally and spiritually. You're the one who can feel the soul of a place or a deeper story behind a spiritual idea. The sense truth rather than needing to logically prove it. Your homework is to let yourself grow beyond what's familiar without abandoning the roots that nourish you. You're meant to evolve your emotional identity by reaching out, exploring new frameworks, and finding your own sacred path. Just remember, your heart is your compass. So here's are the career path for this moon in Cancer at 13 degree in the ninth house. So you can be a spiritual teacher or healer. You feel called to help others connect emotionally and spiritually. Modalities like Reiki, energy healing, astrology, or intuitive coaching may resonate. 13 degrees Cancer bring ancestral wisdom. Your work may involve generational healing. Therapist or counselor, especially cross-cultural or spiritual focus, deep empathy, and a desire to help people understand their emotional patterns. Working with immigrants, expats, or people with spiritual trauma could be fulfilling. Professor or educator in humanities or cultural studies, teaching subjects like history, philosophy, religion, mythology, or emotional intelligence. The moon in Cancer gives compassion. The ninth house brings intellectual and cultural curiosity. Travel writer, memoirist, or blogger, emotional storytelling to travel or spiritual experiences. You bring personal, heartfelt reflections to global journeys. Nonprofit work or missionary roles, especially involving families, women, refugees, or education in underserved areas. Cancer is a protector, mother. Ninth house is foreign service, humanitarian aid. So doula, midwife, a woman's health advocate abroad, supporting others through emotional rites of passage, especially in global context. This combines nurturing and travel beautifully. Cultural anthropologist or historian, researching ancestral pattern, cultural rituals, or emotional lives of societies. 13 degree Cancer is especially gifted in exploring the past to heal the present. Documentary filmmaker, human interest, spiritual topics, telling intimate, emotional stories from around the world. Your work will carry a nurturing, healing tone with a wider worldview. Chaplain, interfaith minister, or retreat leader, emotional support meets spiritual growth. You may thrive leading heart-centered retreats in meaningful location. So, yes, this placement calls us to be emotional literary in a global spiritual sense, to mother the world by first mothering ourselves, to remember that wisdom isn't just learned, it's felt. Now, thanks for joining me in today's journey through the stars. If this resonates with your chart or someone you love, let it be a gentle reminder that your emotions are sacred and your spiritual path is written in the tides of your soul. Until next time, stay cosmic, stay curious, and as always, stay kind to your inner world.